I don't know what to do, Crowder. I don't know what to do because last night was so special in so many different ways and so memorable in so many different ways. No joke, Crowder. Thank God the Dolphins don't pick in the draft tonight because I couldn't take it. I don't
have
have
nothing else.
I got no space for it in my small brain. I
Oh,
can
goodness.
only absorb so much.
Man, I'm out here in Kansas City. I'm watching the game at a bar, and I'm going crazy. I had Kansas City. There are 25 people that just became Jimmy Butler super fans sitting at the bar last night with me.
I mean, you couldn't not become a Jimmy Butler super fan. He followed up one of the most memorable games of all time with a more memorable game. That never happens. Never happens.
My criticism of Jimmy not being able to score and him scoring 98 points in 2 games, I'll pull back, Jimmy. I know you're listening.
And 2 of them from his back like he was Spider-Man. It was unbelievable what we witnessed last night.
Come on, Spo. You going to do him like that, Spo? That was a genius damn play. Come
unbelievable.
On, man. Give some love to my man, Spo, too.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Eric Spoelstra should be inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame tomorrow. Tomorrow.
He's eligible.
Here's the thing. You had, and we're going to celebrate all show long. We're just getting started. We are just getting started. South Florida's, in my opinion, South Florida's 2 superstars last night, Jimmy Butler and Matthew Tkachuk.
Ooh.
They both needed to do things that superstars do. And Jimmy Butler dazzled us with another unthinkable performance. I mean, it's like watching the greatest conductor conduct the greatest symphony ever written. It's watching an artist create a masterpiece. Matthew Tkachuk last night, if we talk about the Panthers, he puts the puck in the net when it's literally next goal wins. And if Boston scores it, you're done. And there was a lot that happened there. Linus Ullmark stinks as a goalie, no matter how good he is. It was one of the worst plays I've ever seen. But Matthew Tkachuk did his superstar thing. Jimmy Butler did his superstar thing. I am emotionally spent from 5 or 6 hours of sports last night, beginning at 7 p.m. and ending, I don't even know what time because I was streaking down Glades Road. I just, it's hard to put into words what we witnessed, what we all experienced last night.
It made you want to get naked?
I was, if I tweeted out, if Spo puts Duncan Robinson in the game, remember at the end of the game, they're down 2, right? And I was like, if Spo puts Duncan in to hit a game-winning 3, I will literally go streaking down Glades Road right now because I didn't need clothing at that point. And then something miraculous happened that was even better than Duncan Robinson hitting a 3. It was so amazing what we witnessed last night. And so now the Panthers. So here's the thing. So Crowder is in Kansas City for the draft. Can we watch you on YouTube tonight?
We're gonna release it tomorrow. So they're recording it, they're editing it up because the guys that get drafted are coming to our set, but it's like a 5 to 8 minute walk. So if we did it live, it looks so awkward because the next draft pick would be coming up. So they're just gonna edit it up and then put it out as a show.
All right. So Crowder's in Kansas City. I'm in the studios in Miami. Solana's here with me in the studios in Miami. Jimmy is here in the studios in Miami. Solana, if you're a super follower of mine on Twitter, you saw I screenshotted the exact text that Solana sent us this morning. About 7 a.m., right? You were here till about 7 in the morning.
7:15-ish.
All right. He finishes. What time did you finish hosting the Heat post-game show?
I don't know, man. It's all blur. I was blacked out. I have no idea.
It is. It feels like a blur. It feels like everybody feels like a blur today. Solana decides I'm just going to work on montages. Now, I can't. If you're a super follower, you know what these montages are about to do to you because he was very graphic in his description. I can't share it on the air. You can only see it if you're a super follower. But I'm a little nervous as to what's about to happen to me here because if the one isn't bad enough, then I'm going to lose the other one. And anyway, so Solana was here till 7 a.m. He texts us. He said it was about 6:47 on the text. He says, I'm wrapping up here at the studios. I'm going home. I'm going to sleep till about 11. I'll see you around 2. Call me if there's an emergency. So, first of all, playoff Alejandro is doing his thing. And he looks good. He's rocking a good look today. Got the hat, the cigar again.
Mm-hmm. Keep it going.
Crowder, I just want to say, I mean, these montages last night was so epic. I brought a new cigar.
Mm-hmm.
I brought Jimmy, who looks like he's ready to go to Domino Park with me, a cigar.
You see Jimmy? Jimmy looks like Theo Jimmy, who you love when Theo Jimmy comes over because he's going to give you a couple of bucks and maybe a six or a funky Buddha. Like he's got a look working right now.
Crowder, for Mark Hockman, and you're not in the studio, so I apologize. I brought him some Swisher Sweets because we're going to celebrate
I'm coming to get it.
Give him a Swisher. Give him a Swisher. There we go. Swisher with an A, Hawk. Do it right this time. How did a Swisher sweet?
Look at that Swisher Sweet.
Swisher. Hey.
It's a grape Swisher Sweet.
We celebrating now.
Holy moly. I can't wait to get this thing out of the wrapper.
There you go. Go on, fire it up, Hawk.
I'm gonna. Can't really tell with these Swisher Sweets which side is the side to light. These aren't exactly finely rolled.
Usually a sign of top-rated cigars.
This isn't exactly Jimmy's family in Cuba rolling these. I think this was done by Ira Winderman over in Weston.
Ira knows how to roll.
Yeah, look at us with our Swisher Sweets.
Thank you, Jimmy Butler.
Give me the peppers. Give me peppers again. I can't take it anymore. Yeah, light it up.
Crowder can't put his cigar to the camera just in case.
Just in case they're still monitoring him. Oh, there's grape. I mean, come on. Here in the time. So here's what I want to do. Before we get the headline, we didn't even book any guests for the first hour of the show today because we just want to have some fun. So I think we all need to enjoy the montages that you worked on. I have been looking forward to hearing these really since last night because I'm like, Solana's going to be in the lab after the Panthers game.
Yeah.
I thought it was only going to be a Panthers montage. And then the Heat. What were they down at the start of the fourth quarter?
16.
16.
Yeah.
That collapse by Milwaukee. And I love Giannis, and I love what he had to say after the game. He was so bad in the fourth quarter. My wife looked at me and she said, did he forget how to play basketball?
Mm-hmm.
And then that last play, he wanted no part of that last play. He got rid of the ball, then stayed down on the court, and somehow Grayson Allen ends up with the ball. No idea how much time is left on the clock because he actually has an open little floater. I sent you guys the video of it.
Yeah.
Like there's no one on him. If he
Should
had
have pulled up.
if he had any concept of how much time was left in that game. But you know what? That's what happens when you have bad coaching. That's what happens when Mike Budenholzer is your coach versus Eric Spoelstra.
Yep.
That's on Budenholzer, in my opinion, and Grayson Allen too.
Oh, yeah. And we got back in. I think they kept Giannis out too long for that rest he had, to be honest, because that's when they came back. Then when Giannis goes back in the game, it's what you want to see in the NBA. We saw it in the bubble when the Lakers ended up beating us in the championship where we had Jimmy. He's playing his ass off. Yeah, they had LeBron, and you saw the winner. Boy, when Jimmy was showing out, him and Giannis were going back and forth, and Jimmy and this damn Drew Holiday, stop talking. You lost the game for your team. Why the hell would you poke this damn bear that already done dropped 30 on you? Jimmy went absolutely nuts. And Giannis, it's funny. Solana sent us that clip where, was it Ron Rothstein was talking about the Heat being in shape?
Yeah.
The Bucks were exhausted in that fourth quarter.
Giannis couldn't hit a shot.
This is your season on the line, and you say, hey, Grayson, do this for us, Grayson. Grayson Allen? Come on, man. Bad coaching, out-of-shape team. We are rolling.
That ball was not supposed to end up in Grayson Allen's hands. But I love being the guy who talks like this with a cigar in his mouth. Constantly, can barely understand what he's saying, but you know because he's saying it with a cigar in his mouth, it's pretty damn important. You got to listen up. Yeah, that's me today. Grayson Allen was not supposed to have the ball in his hands there. But Giannis didn't want it. Middleton didn't want it. Drew Holiday didn't want it. Budenholzer didn't even know what quarter it was.
he was trying to wipe that little hair on top to the side.
What a disaster of a fourth quarter for Milwaukee. What did Giannis go in the fourth quarter? Like 1 of 10? I think he was 1 of 10 from the field.
Guys, Cody Zeller scored the same amount of field goals as Giannis Antetokounmpo did in overtime.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even a joke. That's unbelievable.
That is. And guys, I don't want to say I'm on Eric Spoelstra's level, but we were talking about it, and we talked to somebody, and they were like, hey, when Giannis drives, you just get in his way and see what happens. And I said, you got to put my man, taking Kevin Love in there to do that. He was standing there every damn time Giannis got around the rim, and he was destroying his ass.
How funny was it, by the way, at the end, they're just plucking Heat players out of the game. Kevin Love fouled out. Kyle Lowry fouled out. Who else fouled out?
Bam Adebayo
fouled out. They're literally just plucking Heat players off the court. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I tweeted it last night. We all knew it was going to come down to a missed Gabe Vincent logo 3 and then a
Grayson Allen
missed layup when the
guarded by
Haywood
Highsmith.
I mean, what happened?
The closing lineup for the Miami Heat last night.
This is unbelievable. Final five. Listen to this. This is the team. This is the final five in overtime that bounces the 1-seeded Milwaukee out of the playoffs in the first round.
Jimmy Butler, Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, and Haywood Highsmith had played a combined 0 total minutes the entire season. They closed out the game last night to send Milwaukee home. And how do the Bucks get bounced with that lineup on the floor? Grayson Allen dribbling out the ball with the clock running out with 2 timeouts still under their belt by the Milwaukee Bucks.
That's the Budenholzer. I mean, Budenholzer's dunzo. Like that, like dunzo. You probably see Nick Nurse there or I don't know who. You could literally have, I don't know, iceberg wedge salad coaching that team, would have used the timeouts, would have used the challenge in a better fashion than Budenholzer did using it in the first quarter.
Didn't call that timeout when they got the rebound. Think about this, because this was about 10 minutes apart real time, 15 minutes maybe with a commercial. We had 2.1 seconds left with down by 2. They had 12-something seconds left down by 2. We get Jimmy Butler grabbing the ball, not touching the ground, and throwing up a prayer to send it to overtime. They have Grayson. It's a picture I saw on Twitter because Jimmy's in the air releasing the ball when it hits, 0-0. Grayson Allen's still dribbling when it hits 0-0. This was our decision. That was your decision.
And it's a set play. Like that Jimmy Butler play is a set play. There's a timeout. There's a set play. Budenholzer, everybody's running around. Giannis is on the floor. He's practically weeping. And all of a sudden, it's like, Grayson, shoot. Call timeout, jackass.
And you know what? Some more. When Jimmy does his motion in the little left wing, he always has a kick-out man and then bam rolling. Like, it's always something. Giannis's offense is Giannis, get the ball. Everybody else stand there and watch him. They don't have anything going for Giannis.
And, man, did they D him up last night.
Oh,
when they decided to put the clamps on, Whew, did they put the clamps on? Giannis didn't know what hit him.
You know what's funny? Jimmy will jump in front of Giannis, no questions asked. Giannis don't want to jump his big ass in front of Jimmy.
Hmm?
I have a couple tidbits here.
Make this your headlines. Let's do headlines real quick because then we'll do the montages in the next segment. So let's make these headlines.
Okay, these aren't headlines, but we'll
Make
make
it your
them.
headlines.
All right. Driven by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center.
Listen, when the guy with the cigar, the Swisher Sweet, tells you to make it the headline, you make it the headline.
Why buy your truck at a car store, Palmetto Ford? We know trucks. I'm going to play Pepas because you need some sort of music for these tidbits here. And just feed off of me here, guys, okay?
All right, I'm ready to feed at the teat of Solana.
No.
Too much?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excited.
I'm feeling good. Sorry, Jimmy.
He's feeling that Swisher.
Swisher Sweet. I like the guy who moves his lips too much just because he got a cigar.
Oh, you're all my fishing buddies right now. I'm used to this. I understand every word you're saying.
Our snapper are biting today. Huh, Crowder? Let's go a little deeper. We'll get some snook.
Crank it. Pull the anchor, Hawk. Pull the anchor. We'll hit it.
The Miami Heat trailed by 16 entering the fourth quarter. That's the largest comeback entering a fourth quarter in a series-clinching win in NBA history.
Wow.
History.
Wow.
History.
We're setting history game after game.
The Bucks season ended with Grayson Allen running out the clock and holding on to 2 timeouts, down 2 points. Mike Budenholzer, after the game, asked, should he have called timeout there? And at the end of regulation, with 0.5 of a second left on the game clock and a timeout, didn't advance the ball, just let it go to overtime. His answer was yes. Mike Budenholzer has 2 Coach of the Year awards.
Does he really?
Eric Spoelstra. Ask me how many Coach of the Year awards he has, Hawk. Ask me right now.
I'm afraid you're going to show me your ass if I ask this question.
Yeah, he's moving funny.
Right? It looks like he's getting into position here.
0 Coach of the Year awards.
That's
0.
embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Yeah. He's too good.
Guys, Jimmy Butler, 98 points in a span of 48 hours. Only Michael Jordan, Jerry West, and Elgin Baylor have scored more points in a 2-game span in NBA playoff history. Guys, Jimmy Butler, not an NBA All-Star this year. Not an NBA All-Star this year.
What world are we living in?
Not an NBA All-Star this year.
What world
I don't know. Doesn't make any sense.
Bobby Portis.
Bobby Portis got poked in the eye, by the way. We were all looking for that, weren't we? He got poked in the eye last night.
Bobby Portis' eyes found Udonis Haslem. Udonis Haslem scored the same amount of points as Bobby Portis last night. Same amount of points.
Are you kidding me?
Hoch and Crowder, the Bucks traded 5, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5 second-round picks for Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder and I played the same amount of minutes in the last 2 games combined. And hold on, it gets better. It gets better.
Our Crowder is more talented than their Crowder?
I would say.
Everybody thought the Heat missed out on Jay Crowder. They got Kevin Love for free. Everybody was pissed. Everybody was pissed about it. He scored 15 in a closeout game on the road in Milwaukee. Cleveland got closed out at home by the Knicks. The New York Knicks.
Talk about it.
In 5.
Talk about it.
Cleveland. You gave him to us for free. Thank you, Cleveland.
I appreciate
you.
it.
Sound like LeBron. Thank you, Cleveland.
Giannis Antetokounmpo said after the game, losing to Milwaukee doesn't make his season a failure. Let's clap it up. Very admirable, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Greek philosopher, we got you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Giannis, to quote an actual Greek philosopher who goes by the name of Patrick James Riley, there's winning and there's misery. Giannis, enjoy Cancun. Enjoy Cancun. The Miami Heat close you out in 5.
If it smells like a failure and it quacks like a failure, it's a duck.
failure.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was a duck. But all right, Jimmy, whatever. Oh, go either way.
Jimmy, find us a lighter. Hawk's lighting up his Swisher Sweet.
This Swisher Sweet will bring me to 6 o'clock with the biggest smile on my face.
Woo! Those
That's
are your
crazy.
headlines.
Wow. Mike Budenholzer just called timeout.